What's up, guys? Red Jungle Media here. Welcome to the top 5 most improved, explosive offenses in the NFL. Get ready. Number 5, the first team on the list is the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos were explosive down the stretch last year. A sleeper team that I expect to put up big numbers this year, especially with Drew Lock at quarterback, Jerry Jeudy, and this X Factor right here, Courtland Sutton. Look for him to have another big season with the team. Alright guys, so as far as the 2020-2021 offensive MVP X Factor, I'm going to have to go with Drew Lock. I think Drew Lock has a lot of potential. He flashed greatness last year. 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions down the stretch. I think this year is going to be really big for him. They drafted Jerry Jeudy to go along with Courtland Sutton. Their team is going to be explosive on offense. And not to mention, Melvin Gordon is there. Nice running game. 2 good receivers. I think Denver's going to be explosive offense this year. Very dangerous. Look out for them. Alright guys, at number 4 we got Detroit Lions. Very underrated offensively last year. Quietly, Matthew Stafford had a very good year at the quarterback position. They're very slept on team offensively. They got some good weapons there. Galladay is a very good receiver. They drafted DeAndre Swift. I'm expecting him to put up some big numbers this year. Expect him to be explosive. As for last year's offensive MVP, I got to go with Kenny Galladay. He put up almost 1,200 yards receiving with 11 touchdowns last year. He's definitely on his way, probably if not now, as a top 5 receiver in the league. Detroit doesn't win a lot of games. They're in a pretty tough division. But he's definitely big, physical, good hands, runs great routes. Definitely was last year. He was really good, slept on, definitely was an X Factor last year.
Floats it into the end zone. It is caught. Did he get both feet down? They say he did. Touchdown, Kenny Galladay with another terrific hands catch. Got a man, Kenny Galladay. He can walk in. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Throws deep left, second man wide open. Galladay ahead of the pack, and he's gone. Touchdown.
Alright guys, so this season's MVP offensively is going to be Kenny Galladay again. I expected him to explode even more this year. 13 touchdowns. That's my prediction for him this year. With the addition of DeAndre Swift, that should take a lot of pressure off Matthew Stafford. It's going to be easy to get Galladay the ball. I know he's going to see a lot of double teams, but they should be a lot more explosive on offense this year. Expect him to explode this year. Promise you that. Top 5 receiver, guaranteed. Alright guys, moving on to number 3. This one might come as a surprise and some might not, but with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins, I expect the Arizona Cardinals to actually be pretty formidable offense, especially because DeAndre Hopkins is definitely probably a top 2, top 3 receiver in the league, if not number 1. You pair him with Larry Fitzgerald, I think that Arizona is going to be really dangerous. They're in a tough division. I don't expect them to make the playoffs, but I definitely expect them to be one of the most explosive offensive in the NFL. You pair Hopkins up with Larry Fitzgerald and you telling me that's not going to be a good offense? Come on, bro. Let's get it. So last year we had Kyler Murray as offensive MVP in my eyes. He put up over 3,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Now for a rookie, that's pretty good. Especially for a guy that I didn't think was going to be really good coming out of college. Him and Kingsbury are, I guess, a pretty good team, pretty good duo. Murray's definitely pretty good at improvising. They don't have a really good offensive line, but as far as the 2020 season goes, this upcoming season, I'm definitely going to go with DeAndre Hopkins. I expect him to put up over 1,300 yards receiving, at least double-digit touchdowns. Pairing him with a still able body and Larry Fitzgerald, who can definitely still get you 800 to 900 yards receiving. That guy is like fountain of youth. He just never ages, you know. So it's definitely expect DeAndre Hopkins to have an explosive year with Kyler Murray. Here we go with the overhyped Browns. The overhyped Browns. Yes. The overhyped Browns. Listen, I expect Cleveland to settle down this year. They drafted the best offensive lineman in the draft. I think that's big for Baker Mayfield. They already have a good running back in Nick Chubb. Kareem Hunt is actually probably still a starter in the NFL, but right now, because of his issues, he probably can't start on anybody else's team. But Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt, a great running game. I felt like last year they should have went with Nick Chubb a lot more. Take the ball out of Mayfield's hands because he was making a lot of mistakes. He was inaccurate. The running game was the one good thing that they had last year. Nick Chubb was definitely the guy on the team. And so as far as last year's MVP, I just went over it. I think it's Nick Chubb. He had almost 1,500 yards rushing, nearly 10 touchdowns. He was definitely the rock in that offense. There was no one better than him. The offense actually moved better through him. It was clear to see. So definitely last year's offensive MVP was definitely Nick Chubb. Alright guys, before we move on, I want you guys to take a guess who's going to be this year's MVP on offense. If you guess Odell, blonde hair wonder, then you were right. I expect him to have over 1,300 yards, double-digit touchdowns this year. I expect him to come back stronger than ever this year. You got a lot of doubters, a lot of haters right now. I think he's fueled by that. I think he's highly motivated. I think Odell's going to return to form, and I think Cleveland is going to sneak into the playoffs. And that AFC North might be the only division with 3 teams that make the playoffs.
Feeling like the old that goes out there, the blonde is back.
The blonde is
back.
This is how I feel. Like I'm tired of playing your game. You know, like me and Cam talk about that humble shit. That when you are inside, like we're humble men. Like, but there's also this to us. That's how we got here. But they've taken that humbleness as a weakness and they shit on us.
Yep.
You know, and it's just crazy to me because when you're up and you talking, they hate it.
Yeah.
You know, and for me this year, I'm trying to kill.
Yeah.
Like that's it. I want an opportunity to catch the ball. I want the same opportunities that all these other receivers have in the league where they're getting 2,000 targets and ending up with 150 catches. You know what I mean?
Last team standing. Can anybody guess who's number 1? I give you guys a chance. Go ahead, take a guess. Alright guys, so without further ado, your number 1 most explosive team for this upcoming NFL season has got to be the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it's obviously they have to be number 1. Look at the sauce. Look at the amount of sauce, the sauciness they have on offense. CeeDee Lamb, who's arguably the best rookie wide receiver in the draft. You have Ezekiel Elliott. You got Amari Cooper, and you got Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper both went over 1,000 yards receiving last year. And then you add CD Lamb to that mix. Oh my God! Listen, Dak Prescott, they don't want to pay the man, but he's a very, very underrated guy, man. Very, very underrated. So expect Dallas Cowboys to be one of the most explosive offenses this year. Expect it. All right? Expect it. All right, guys. So this season, the offensive MVP for Dallas, I'm definitely going with Dak Prescott. I'm expecting him to put up over 5,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions. They just have too much offensive weapons going right now, man. Zeke, nice running game, 3 good receivers. I think that he's bound not to fail with this team. You know, there shouldn't be any issues offensively. I think that Dak Prescott is very underrated. Since he's been in the league, he's been one of the top QBs in the league, right?
Sack, 2 of them. Throws to the sideline. Bryant with a diving catch. Caught in bounds. Play action. Take a look and see if he's in. I think he was all the way. He got possession. Does he maintain the ball through the catch? It sure appears that he does. And initially, great coverage by Seattle. This one downfield. Pass caught. Touchdown, Gus Bryant.
Guys, so here's what I want you guys to look at. This is the reason I say Dak Prescott is very underrated, right? And I know he doesn't come up big all the time in those moments, but you gotta pay close attention to his stats. The guy was top 5 last year in QBR. You gotta show him respect. He was also top 10 in passer rating. You gotta give that man his respect. Stop hating on that man. Give him his respect. And you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb this year and say that Dak Prescott is going to win MVP, and I expect Dallas Cowboys to at least get to the NFC Championship, maybe the Super Bowl. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I expect them to at least get close. Alright guys, wrapping this up, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you like this video and you want to see more heat coming, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell for the notifications. And if you disagree with my list here, put some comments down below. Let me know who you guys think is going to be the best teams in the NFL as far as offense goes. And let me know who your Super Bowl picks are. Until next time, Red Jungle Media, we out.